Onigashima. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Anthony. And today we're doing chapter 1093, Luffy versus Kizaru. Oof.
Oh, I'm hyped for this. We get to fight another admiral finally.
Finally.
But I mean, we get to see a lot of cool shit from both of them in this chapter. We get to see, I mean, the big one I think is Kizaru's light clones, his shadow clone no jutsu.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. He hit him with the shadow clone jutsu. That was so crazy. I think that Kizaru is mad underrated for like all these things we're seeing now is
Kizaru.
crazy. And which is a shame because, like, you know, the light fruit, you kind of expect him to be broken, but we haven't really seen, we kind of have just seen him be like lazy and like kick people around because he's like,
exactly.
You know?
I think that's why everyone's kind of underestimated him, me included, because like he's just like lazy and he only puts in enough effort that he has to put in, right? So when he's fighting all these small fights, like we've never seen him go against somebody like big except Rayleigh, I guess. And obviously Oda isn't gonna spoil everything like at that point.
Right, yeah.
So I think Kizaru looks really good. I still think Luffy's stronger than him. Like in this chapter it was a good showing, but it's more so trickery is what's happening against Luffy.
Yeah, I think that like the speed, when he was saying speed is power, like that, it's the trickery plus that, you know, like I feel like Luffy's kind of being overwhelmed more so than he's being like defeated. But the problem with that is that, like, you know, Luffy's objective here is to protect everybody else around him.
Exactly.
And it's making him hard to do
like,
that.
Kizaru's objective is not to fight Luffy. He has to fight Luffy because Luffy's protecting Vegapunk. But we saw it. As soon as he has like a chance, he's gonna go try to kill Vegapunk, which I actually like. Like that's one of the things I was thinking about last chapter. Like obviously before he got caught.
Is that why didn't he just kill him immediately?
Yeah, like why didn't he just go over there?
You know. So. Yeah, I think because the last thing we see of Luffy is like, my eyes are so hot, oh my god.
But that was crazy. He literally ate Kizaru's life. That was hilarious.
Yeah, pretty nuts. Yeah, he totally tanked that for him. But yeah. It looks like there's gonna be a little back and forth. But we see at the end of the chapter, you know, Atlas yells, "Your new mission is to eradicate every last marine on the island." And the Vegapunks clearly don't know that there's a Gorosei.
Yeah, right otherwise they wouldn't risk going out here to do this if it could just get overridden.
Right.
And I think this is clearly foreshadowing that Saturn is about to be like,
he's gonna make a move.
You guys listen
he's gonna
to
make
me.
a move, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a big reveal. For sure. For sure.
So on that note also, I really like that we get to see just like Frankie and Sanji kind of going to the front line. We're gonna I mean, I knew Sanji was kind of gonna do stuff, right? He has to.
He always.
But the fact that Frankie's gonna finally get involved in something, I think is gonna be really cool. I wonder how they're gonna play it with the pacifistas, robots v robots. So, or cyborg, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's more of a robot than a cyborg at this point.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I don't know what Frankie's battle is gonna really be yet, but like, I feel like he's gotta have a big part of this arc. I mean, clearly he's having a little back and forth with Vegapunk, and he respects Vegapunk, so it's like Frankie's talking differently to Vegapunk than he would to like other people. And I kind of want to see more out of whatever Frankie has to offer in this arc, but.
And I feel like we've been saying that for a few chapters now. It's like we want to see more from Frankie because this should be his arc, and I think this is the start of that. These last two chapters, he's been more relevant in them. Like he went out there with Lilith and Luffy and Bonnie to kind of like go receive the Sunny. He's now going to the front line again, so I think we're about to start seeing him get more involved.
Speaking of Bonnie, holy shit! So she got kicked through the stratosphere, the lava stratosphere, and you know. Sentamaru caught her so that she wouldn't like snap her neck on the ground or whatever, but like
she still survived all
the lasers and shit. Yeah, and I think we got to get to the elephant in the room here. What is Bonnie's real age? Because this is what, like the third or fourth time somebody's just like straight up called her a kid, and you know, she. I don't know what to believe anymore.
So I'm still conflicted on it. I'm still leaning on the side of she's not actually a kid. But I can't deny that it's come up too many times for it really to be a coincidence at this point. But we also have to remember, literally everyone who's called her a kid is some old dude.
Yeah,
still.
yeah,
So
but it feels like they've called it out so many times that it can't be a coincidence. Like,
yeah, Oda's drawing attention to it.
I feel like, or he's gonna like completely go the other way. Like, you know, Oda's just done both things, so it's like really hard to tell, especially in an arc like this where it's very like, oh, I don't know, like there's always like pulling a rabbit out of a hat in this arc. There's always like a mystery to be
there's
solved.
a new twist.
Always
Around every
twists.
corner, there's a new twist. Speaking of twists, you know what was a twist for me? The fact that Sentomaru even survived it.
That guy's alive. What the
The
fuck?
fact that he got up, I kind of gotta give him some props. Not gonna lie.
He did get up, yeah. What a
Yeah.
defense, and then he just fell right back down. We see Zoro and Luchi boxing it
Like we
out.
predicted, we said this was gonna happen.
Zoro's gonna fuck him up. Like,
Oh, easily.
Come on.
Like Luchi's still trying to be cocky, but Zoro's like, Luffy, don't even worry about this guy.
Don't worry about it.
This is child's
alright.
play.
I really liked a lot of the paneling in this arc. I wanted to call it out. Like a lot of the Kizaru flying and like the way he was shooting his stuff. A lot of like wide angle type stuff where we get to see, I don't know, just some really cool, especially with the Kizaru stuff. Like there's some
Yeah,
nuts
and how
ass
it's like
panels.
warping like the dimensions of the
Yeah.
panels with his light. It looks like. I
So
think that's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah,
I agree. Oda does a really good job with his paneling in general, where it makes it really easy to flow, and you can feel like the action happening. It's not like in some other mangas where everything kind of feels stationary. Like I don't know. To me, it feels like everything's flowing like really well.
we got the Booming Dawn stamp. So he had a couple Booming Dawn moves in this. Wait, what was the other one? The Booming Dawn, like punch.
Booming Dawn whip.
Whip. That's what he
And
did.
the
He did the whip.
stamp. Yeah.
That's right.
But
That's right.
I don't know how strong these Kizaru clones actually are, because
Yeah, it's not like
they're
Naruto,
late,
you know,
but,
like they haven't stated it to be like, oh, these are equal clones or whatever.
I think it's mostly just an illusion factor.
Mhm.
But we can clear that they like clearly do damage. Like
Right,
one of the
right, they
Kizaru's
definitely
like
do.
attack Luffy with the sword and cut him. So
Mhm.
they're not like nothing, but they also don't have the greatest defenses. So I guess it's more of just like an offensive ability.
Mhm.
But I mean that's still really strong. Like any person that's not Luffy is gonna be struggling here.
Yeah, I think Luffy. I mean, they said it here. Luffy's got the best chance. You gotta let him deal with Kizaru. They said it at the very
Yeah.
beginning. It's so funny to me that Kizaru just like straight up went for Usopp. He just
Yeah.
grabbed him and he's like, ah! Yeah.
Speaking of that though, I really like that we have just Nami and Brook there. Like, okay, we're not gonna just like stand by and let Usopp get killed, even though we know we're super outmatched.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I
they're
like
there.
the confidence that everyone in the crew has
Yeah,
now.
they're trying. They're like, hey, put him up.
But also, I know you mentioned it last chapter, but where's Robin? Question.
Where is Robin? I need to know. I think next chapter we're gonna see more of Egghead. Maybe we're gonna see. I think the end of the chapter kind of teased Kuma. You know, we see the pacifistas reacting to Atlas's order, but I think that there's so much more to be unraveled with Kuma. Like, I think the Revolutionary Army might get involved. If not them, then like
Yeah, what if-
Kuma will be the representative. You know.
What if now that Atlas made this statement and Kuma was nearby, maybe Kuma starts eradicating Marines on the island also?
He's already doing
that's
that though. He's doing
No,
that very well.
No, he's annihilating celestial dragons. It's even better, actually.
All right, yeah, maybe he's gonna come face to face with Saturn, I think.
I mean, he has to in order. I mean, like we think, like he's coming to Egghead. Like between him and Egghead is all the Marines and Saturn, so he kind of
Jeez.
has to.
Jeez. Well, worst part about the chapter, unfortunately, break next week.
Sadly, but overall, still a fantastic chapter as
Oh, yeah.
usual.
Oh yeah, no. A lot of cool fighting, a lot of stuff to talk about. I think this is definitely like a scaling chapter too. We gotta talk about Kizaru again. Kizaru versus Law. I don't know if that
bring that
video
one back
really
into
holds
play.
up.
Definitely not. I feel like we should wait like one more chapter because I think we're gonna get a few fights soon with Kizaru. But keep an eye out soon. We're gonna release some content, some more versus
More
battles.
content
So
for y'all.
be ready for that.
All right, that's all from us.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as usual, fight us in the comments.
Fight us in the comments, y'all. Peace.
Peace.